I thought I knew my wife. I thought we had built a life together. 10 years of marriage, shared memories, arguments, laughter, routines, the kind of life that feels solid until it isn't. I believed in honesty, in communication, in trust. I believed in us. I was wrong. It started innocently, or so I had thought. She had been spending more time at work, traveling for meetings, and occasionally coming home late without explanation. I didn't pry. I trusted her. I believed that her dedication to her career was harmless. But over time, subtle things started to shift. Texts left open on her phone, secretive laughter when checking emails, sudden excuses for late nights, and an unmistakable distance that grew between us. I confronted her once, gently, asking if something was wrong. She smiled, brushed it off, said she was tired, overworked, stressed. I accepted it. I wanted to believe her. Then came the night that changed everything. We were sitting in the living room, a quiet evening after dinner. The TV played softly in the background, and I was scrolling through emails on my laptop. She leaned back on the couch, sipping her wine, looking unusually relaxed. "I need to tell you something," she said casually. I looked up, expecting perhaps a confession about stress, a small secret she had been hiding, or maybe a heartfelt moment of vulnerability. I wasn't prepared for what came next. "I cheated with my boss," she said, her tone light, almost bored. "So what?" For a moment, I didn't move. I didn't speak. My mind raced, trying to process the words, the tone, the audacity of her admission. Cheated. With her boss. And the casual, flippant way she said, "So what?" As if it was trivial, as if it didn't matter, as if my feelings didn't matter. I didn't yell, I didn't argue, I didn't cry. I just listened. She continued, detailing things I didn't want to hear, the late-night calls, the secret dinners, the small touches she thought no one noticed. All of it, she recounted as casually as if she were describing a weather report. I realized something profound in that moment. Arguing, pleading, or trying to reason with her would accomplish nothing. She had already made her choice. She had already drawn her boundaries, and I had no place in her moral universe. So I didn't argue. Instead, I stayed calm. I made a decision, not to let her betrayal define me, not to give her the satisfaction of seeing me crumble, not to fight a battle she had already won in her mind. I listened, absorbed the reality, and began planning my exit silently. The following days were deliberate. I reviewed our finances, ensured I had access to what I needed, and quietly made arrangements for my independence. I contacted trusted friends, secured a new apartment, and prepared to reclaim my life without confrontation or drama. When I finally told her I was leaving, I didn't yell, I didn't plead, I didn't beg. I simply stated my decision clearly. I won't stay in a marriage where I'm not valued, where betrayal is casual, and where my feelings are dismissed. I'm leaving. Her reaction was shock, then anger, then disbelief. She tried to argue, to convince me it wasn't a big deal, that our marriage could survive, that I was overreacting. I didn't respond. I simply smiled faintly, packed my things, and walked out the door. In the months that followed, I rebuilt my life quietly. I focused on my career, my friendships, my passions, and my sense of self. I discovered that betrayal doesn't have to destroy you. It can strengthen you if you choose to take control. She reached out several times. Texts, calls, even showing up at my door, but I remained composed. I didn't engage. I didn't argue. I didn't react. Her attempts to pull me back into chaos only reminded me of the clarity I had gained by leaving. Looking back, I realized that the night she admitted her affair was both devastating and liberating. It was devastating because the woman I trusted with my life had chosen betrayal over honesty. It was liberating because it forced me to see reality clearly, to reclaim my dignity, and to leave a toxic situation without compromise. I didn't argue that night, and I haven't argued since. Silence and action spoke louder than any confrontation ever could. By leaving calmly and deliberately, I took back the power that had been eroded by her choices. Cheating is an act of betrayal, yes, but indifference in the face of it can be even more powerful. I didn't beg her to stay. I didn't demand explanations. I didn't try to salvage what was already gone. I simply chose myself, my life, and my peace. And in doing so, I found something she could never take: my freedom, my dignity, and the quiet satisfaction of knowing that while she acted carelessly, I acted deliberately and walked away stronger than ever.